Welcome to the Eric Avasar Show. It's time now to discuss Group F of the 2017-18 Uefa Champions League. Perhaps the easiest group to predict because, in my opinion, there is a clear 1, 2, 3, and 4. I would be surprised if it did not go according to plan. This group features Manchester City, Napoli, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Feyenoord. So, a diverse group of teams, different styles of play being featured here. I think Manchester City is as likely as anyone to win their group. Man City getting a pretty favorable draw in this instance. I know it hasn't always been the case, but man, they are built to be successful. Benjamin Mendy was a huge acquisition, just a domineering presence as a defender. David Silva is nearing the end of his prime. The hair loss is kicking in. He shaved it all off, but he can still ball out. That is for sure. I mean, it's incredible the career he's had. Bernardo Silva, great acquisition. The Portuguese midfielder Leroy Sané scored a wonder goal against Liverpool on the weekend, and even he has a hard time breaking into the squad with the likes of Fabian Delph, another guy who's struggling to get minutes. Kevin De Bruyne, just a phenomenal attacking midfielder, one who can score and create as well as just about anyone. Not to mention Sergio Aguero, perhaps the most successful non-European striker in the history of the EPL. This team is stacked, it is loaded, and they're going to be firing on all cylinders. Yes, Pep Guardiola is highly overrated. He is a fraud. He's not that good of a manager. He isn't half as good as people make him out to be, but boy does he have a good squad. He needs a good squad because he can't take on a project. He needs the finished product, and Man City have a pretty damn close thing to a finished article with their loaded talent, virtually every position. Now, Napoli, for me, clearly the second best team in the group. Marek Hamšík, who has seemingly been there forever. He's turned down big money, big club offers earlier in his career, but he has stayed loyal. So much passion from him. He can break the game open at any moment. A magician with his feet. Lorenzo Insigne, one of the more underrated Italian players, a really creative and effective Italian forward, a speedster, was touted to potentially replace Philippe Coutinho had Liverpool sold him. They have Jose Callejon. They brought him in from Real Madrid. They bought Raul Albiol. Sometimes it feels like they're just Real Madrid's rejects, but they have quality. Pepe Reina in goal. Peter Zielinski, the Polish international, just one of the rising young talents in international football. Jurgen Klopp had been dying to sign him for a while, couldn't get his hands on him, and now he's at Napoli plying his trade there. So he is a player to watch out for. The same thing can be said for Mertens. Mertens has had some incredible games in his time in Naples. So very interesting to see how Napoli really pushes to challenge Manchester City to finish top of the group. Now, Shakhtar Donetsk, sometimes it feels like half their squad is Brazilian. I mean, let's read through a list of some of the names in that squad. Tyson, Fred, Dentinho, Bernard, Marlos, Alan Patrick, Ismaili, Marcio Azevedo, all Brazilians. They have a history of bringing in great Brazilian talent into their team and overachieving in the Champions League. Of course, their captain, Dario Serna, one of the best fullbacks I have ever seen. Of course, he's had countless offers to leave the club. He has been just incredibly loyal, kind of in the same vein of Hamšík. And Serna is just a spectacular footballer. Not sure where he's at in his career, having not watched him lately at 35 years of age, but, always a threat. He can get goals. He's a great UEFA Champions League fantasy player to have. So, looking at Feyenoord, the Dutch side of this group, not too much name recognition here. Karim El Amadi is the captain, the Moroccan international, 32 years old. He's been at Feyenoord in 2 separate stints from 2008 to 2012 before rejoining the club in 2014 after playing for Aston Villa. So he has Premier League experience, but just not a strong enough squad to really contend here. So Brad Jones is their keeper. He's finally found a club where he's wanted after leaving Liverpool, and it seems like he's been pretty successful, what I've heard. So hey, they'll have some decent goalkeeping play at the back, hopefully, but not a team that's really built to contend in this group or practically any other for that matter. So pretty easy to say Feyenoord will finish bottom of the group. So my final call for this group here, Group F, taking Manchester City first, could easily finish with 18 points out of their 6 matches, could see them running the table. Napoli second, Shakhtar Donetsk. Probably going to make it come down to the last day between Shakhtar and Napoli, but I'm fancying Napoli to progress over Shakhtar, and then Feyenoord rounding out the group. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and please be sure to subscribe to my channel.